Hey, y'all. Hey. Was gonna say welcome to something, but I don't know what to call this. So, I am in my car, on my way home from lunch. It's Friday, February the 8th, I think. And I am not working this afternoon because I have Saturday and Sunday off, and they give me the option to leave early on Friday. So I had kind of a weird day. I got into a confrontation with a coworker who was basically being extremely crass, and not even like sexually dirty, just talking about something absolutely disgusting that I won't even mention here. And I called him out on it and said, look, I don't want to hear about that. And he called me out on something that I had done, which was a little similar, I guess. Content was different. But I said, all right, so let's agree to disagree. I won't bring that up anymore. If you don't bring what you brought up, and we'll move on with our lives. And it triggered me, and I just felt like, not being there. So I was initially going to try to stick around for a little while, but it just is not something I wanted to do. So I just said, you know what? Charge it to the game. I'm out of here. So I am most likely going to head up to Asheville. I am going to head up to Asheville tomorrow, and probably stay the night. Don't have any real plans, and I'm kind of keeping it that way because I don't know where I'm going to end up or what I'm going to do. So, so I'm kind of just looking forward to honestly spending some time alone, maybe some time in nature. Away from where I'm at currently. So the reason I wanted to talk today, and of course I'm in the wrong lane, so this is going to be a challenge. The reason that I wanted to talk today was because reading a book right now by Nadia Bolz-Weber. Some of you may know who she is. She is a former Lutheran pastor. She's has since left her parish or her church to basically, I think, speak full time and write. But she wrote a book called Shameless, and basically what she is doing is kind of presenting in a more thoughtful form, I would say. Thank you very much, my friend, for letting me over. Ideas on what could be a new sexual revolution within the church. It's a very challenging book. I think it's challenging because it brings up things that go against the grain of what some of us were originally taught about sex. Sex is one of my favorite topics. And it's a great book so far. I would encourage you to read it, whether or not you agree with it or not. I always think that reading something that you disagree with is a great way to just interact with something. I encourage you to read things that you don't agree with, so that you have a better understanding of where you stand. But what I was thinking about as I read and as I was getting in my car to do this video is my past and how I grew up in very traditional, I would say, somewhat fundamentalist Christianity. And as I move further away from that, it is like the hardest thing to admit to myself. It's not like when I look at where I stand politically now, I'm like, okay, David, you're like a Democrat, and you might even be, hello, hang on, braking hard here, sorry. I don't know what that was about. Why this idiot in front of me decides to brake hard to get over, and I almost hit you. Freaking idiot. Anyway, road rage, sorry. So let me go back and where was I? So I once heard divorce described as taking two pieces of paper, gluing them together, and then trying to take them apart without ripping both pieces of paper, and basically it's impossible to do. And I kind of think what I go through every day as I admit to myself that I've changed, that I'm a Democrat, that I've got more liberal ideas about things now, it's like ripping myself away from that old past, and it's impossible not to be hurt while I do that. Like, it's just so flippin' hard, you know? Because I know when I say things like, when I give my stance on abortion, when I give my stance on LGBTQ rights, when I talk about my views of the atonement, when I, you know, just different things, when I talk about my views of democratic socialism and how it might not be that bad of a thing, you know, I know that it hurts people in my past that have maybe known me as something different. It hurts me because I see myself changing, and that's so freaking difficult. Like, I don't know how to describe that. It's like sometimes I don't recognize myself. Now, ultimately, I think that's a good thing, but because I feel like I'm growing and I'm changing, and, you know, even today when I got triggered by that guy, I just, you know, I stood up for myself, but at the same time, I was like, I knew that I was triggered. When it was over, I had a little woosah moment, and then a few minutes later, everything was fine. I was good. But it was difficult to stand my ground, and it's just little things I'm learning every day, like when I get triggered. And then I look back and I go, man, I don't recognize myself. And then I look back and go, I don't really know who I am anymore. Because if I'm not that old person and I'm identifying as something else now, who is this person? You know, who is this person? I don't know who you are, and I don't know what the point of this is. So it's a really weird thing. Sort of an out-of-body identity, ontological kind of mess. So, and I'm just putting that out there. I don't know what, sorry for the shadow, by the way. I don't know what that means. I don't know. So, take it for what it's worth. But I do know one thing that I continue to do. I continue to pray. I try to every day. And when I say pray, I don't just mean pop-up prayer. I mean, I actually spend some time in prayer. I try to spend some time meditating when I can. That's part of what this weekend is about, too. I also try to spend some time just thinking or being down and having downtime and working then, too. And journaling and everything. I like to spend time doing all those things because they clear my mind, they ground me, they help me do what's right for me. So, and I also go to church whenever I can, partake of the Eucharist, because I believe in Eucharistic theology, and that helps me. I can go on about that theology all day long, but the bottom line is for me that it helps me. and that's the biggest thing. So take from that all that you will. I'm not sure, but I hope. Comment. Feel free to comment on whatever you need to. This is a longer video. Anyway, I love y'all. I'll see you next time. Hopefully do these a little bit more. Bye.